Hello once more, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm still Brian. Today we are going to look at Excel. I wanted to go to PowerPoint, but then in the comment section people have told me I've seen people talking about errors. So I'm going to talk about errors in Excel today, and I have a prepared document. So and allow me open the document here. Well, I have a document like this one. These are some of the few errors that people have highlighted that we should look at in the what? In the comment. So these are some of the errors that people have highlighted that we should look at. But first of all, what is an error? An error is simply, let's say if you're carrying out a calculation in Excel, then it gives you something you didn't expect. So I think one of the errors I forgot. So I think I've added the error that I had actually forgotten. An error is literally something that an output that Excel gives you and you did not expect. So the first error I'll talk about is this hashtag. If you were doing work in Excel and then all of a sudden your work, usually this hashtag comes, let's say you're transferring data from one computer to another, and then when you move your data from where it was to this place, it brings you with hashtags. Or if I was copying from here and I'm putting in another sheet, it brings me very many hashtags. That's now usually when you have this hashtag, the hashtag simply shows you that the work or the specific words or content in those cells does not fit, the space is not fitting. So usually there are two ways of solving this problem. In the ordinary way, you just come and first you select the what? Can select any cell in that what? Within that column. So when you select in that column, you come here. When you see that cross sign with the horizontal line having arrows and double ends, you right click and then you drag so that you create enough space for the what? For the information there, for the data there to fit. So you see that after me doing that has fitted, yeah? But if I can undo this, the other simple way of just without you hustling to drag, the other simple way of solving this is by just coming at the edge here, then you double click. The Excel will automatically increase the size to a space where all the information in the cells can fit, where the longest actually can fit. So after that, the other next error I want to talk about is this error of what? Value. If you have if you're doing work and then you find that you have value as your error, if you find value as your error, if you get your error as value, this one, see here. Yeah, if I'm to redo this, double click here. See that now before I got that error, I was simply trying to add, now here I'm using a formula, trying to add science and Alice. This error usually comes when you're doing operations between two what? The data does not connect. So here I'm having text and numbers and I'm trying to add, I'm trying to sum them. That's when you get this error of what? Of value. So the next simple way of correcting it, let's say I was supposed to add math and science, so I simply put this, that's going to bring me the value. So what I'll have to do is I'll have to just come and correct this cell. This is now B2. I put there B and I enter, it will give me the answer. So I'm hoping we have all seen that. That's now one error down. Then the other error I'm going to talk about is this one of div stroke 0. This error is simple. No, usually for those who have done math and you've used the calculator before, when you try to divide any number by 0, they tell you it is a math error. So that's simply what this means. You're trying to divide something by 0. So here you can see that if I double clicked here, I was trying to divide this and this cell, and in this cell, the cell G4, G4 is having nothing, so that is equal to a 0. That's why I'm getting a div 0 as my what? As my answer. So the best way of correcting this is adding what? adding information to that other cell. So let's say I was supposed to divide this, and here there was supposed to be the 2. I'll simply add there 2, and then I'll enter. The moment I enter, here also becomes what? Corrected. So I'm hoping we have gotten it. This one simply div 0 simply comes if you divide the cell by 0. Then there is this error of num. Num, the name, that's actually hashtag name question mark. This name error usually comes if you're using a function and then you either make a mistake in the name or mistyping the function or one of the criteria in the function. Like now here, you can look that here I was trying to get the sum of these two cells, but then as I was rushing, instead of writing sum SUM, I wrote sum SAM. So that this one is very simple to correct because you'll have to just come and correct the name. If I put here a U, to be corrected. Then the next one is this num, the error num. Num usually is an error that comes about when you're having negative values, you're trying when the numbers that you're trying to use in a function do not apply. Like here, we all know there is no square root of a negative number. Okay, maybe we all don't know, but in mathematics, you cannot get a square root of a negative number. It usually gives you complex answers. And usually they be like, you take the negative out, you remain with the number and get the square root. But now here, if you just did it in Excel, like now if you see I was trying to get the square root of a negative 90. Get that? I was trying to get a square root of a negative 90. So this one, I cannot easily correct it. What you can easily do is you can use if error. And I come here and I correct and I be like if error, it's here, it's the second. There, I double click on it. If this is an error, what will happen? I come here, put a comma, I be like, I write that is a negative answer. There, I close my quotes and I cover brackets. If at all you're not sure, if you're wondering why I'm putting that in quotes, you will want to first go and watch our previous videos. I talked about if functions. If functions shall help you to comment where if you put a function in quotes, you want it to appear exactly the way you have written it. So here I'll come and I put enter. The moment I click enter, here it's going to tell me what I was trying to calculate is a negative what? Answer. But if it wasn't a negative, let's say I came I corrected this, I removed the negative. If I remove that negative and I pressed enter, see that even here it automatically corrects to what? It corrects to what? It corrects to a correct thing. So if this means if the answer is going to be an error, if the answer for this function is going to be an error, put there is a negative number. But then since now there is no negative here, it is going to give me what? A correct answer as this. If at all I come, I put back my negative here. If I put back this negative, you see that now it will give me is a negative number. So these are some of the few errors that you highlighted. For time, I'll stop here. You can still add more errors and I'll try and look at them in the comment section. Thank you for watching my video today. I hope you continue liking and subscribing to my YouTube channel. Thank you. Hello there once again. My name is Brian Jabuk. We have been looking at the different contents in the Microsoft package. We have looked at Word, we have looked at Excel. So today I want to concentrate on PowerPoint. PowerPoint is usually this program we use to create slides in case you're going to have a presentation somewhere. Create slides, prepare your slides so that when it's time for presenting, you can easily navigate. So I want to start by showing you PowerPoint. We looked at Excel, we looked at Word, And I showed you the different ways you can open Word or Excel. So today I want to start with the same thing. How do you open Excel, or how do you how do you open PowerPoint, or how do you open PowerPoint? Because there are different ways. You can open PowerPoint by a shortcut, and if we can remember that shortcut, it's win R. Okay, that shortcut is win R. So the shortcut is win R. You come and click on your window, you press the Windows button, Windows, then you press R. Okay, the moment you go there, you find this place. Usually the last program you open will be there and highlighted in blue. So if it's not what you want, you can easily just delete it. Then when you're opening PowerPoint, yeah, it is always simple. The simplest thing is you type power, you type there power, then you type there. Actually, if you look here, they usually give you options what is related to what you're trying to open. There is power PNT. That is what you want to open. You can type it there PNT. Then you press enter. Or you can click on OK. And the moment you do that, they will bring for you here. So the best thing is opening a blank if you're going to open a PowerPoint a presentation for the first time. You're going to come and click on what? In a blank one, and then it will usually bring for you. So you see that if I close this, the other way we have been using to open these different, we have been using to open the softwares, we have been going to the start button, this Windows. Then when you reach there, you can either look for it through all these programs, or you can just come and type it. You come here to the search, then you look for it, come and type there PowerPoint. Power. Usually it will come here after typing only power. You double click on it and it will now open. And then we shall open a blank one. So this is how we usually open a PowerPoint presentation. So there are different functions you can use PowerPoint for. I'm going to look through the slides. There is this slide. This is usually called the title slide, because here is where you put the name of the general presentation and the person presenting. So the other types of slides, you can come here, you click on this arrow. So there are all these are different types of slides, what they call a title and content. So usually after using this one, you usually come to a title and content. Here you're going to have a title and then you have a content. If I was talking about transport in Uganda, so I'll come here and I'll be like the definition, my title will be definition of transport. Now come here and then I'll now interpret the title. Transport is that and that and that. So that is now the title and content. This first one is called the title slide, this is called the title and content. So here we also have a section header. There is also a to content slide. Here if you usually have, let's say you are going to get differences or anything, you will come here, type here difference between that and that. You have here one, then the other one this side. In case you want to type in two columns, you can use this slide. Then if you just clicked here on add, it will usually add for you the same previous type of slide you've been using. So if I was on this and then I clicked here, it will still add for me a title and content. The other types, we have a title only, there is a blank, there is a content caption, then there is a picture caption. These are all the different types. Then there are all these other things you can use, all these other features you can use. There are transitions, animations, but due to time I'm going to talk about these in my next video. My next video will be about how to use a master slide, and in the master slide I will explain how you can use all these other features. So for today I wanted to introduce to you PowerPoint, how you can open it, the different slides, and then I wanted to show you how you can save. I usually want to show you how to save, because saving usually brings a lot of problems. If I saved here, it may refuse to open on what? On another type of Windows. So that's why I usually want to show you how to save, what is the easiest way of you saving. So usually when you want to just save and you've just opened first time, come to file, go to save as. The moment you go to save as, they'll bring you options here. Do you want to save on the PC, on the OneDrive, another place, or you want to browse where you want to save? So usually if you're saving on your computer, you come to this PC. When you go to this PC, it will bring for you the different folders that are there, different things you have saved. So if you go to browse, they'll bring for you such a window. Now in this window, you're going to select where do you want to save your PowerPoint. So if I want to save my PowerPoint on the PC, but I want to save it on the desktop, or if I have a folder on the desktop, the way I want to save, I'll come to desktop. If I reach here on desktop, I'll come and look through these folders. If the folder I want to save it to is not there, I'll come and I click on new folder. So it'll create for me a new folder on the desktop, and then I will save that going the way I want. Let me say power. If I save that folder as power, I enter. Sorry about that. I can now open the folder. Then when I open that folder, I'll now come and type what? The name of my presentation. I want my presentation to be called power. If I type there power, then now when you come to save as type, here is usually the critical part, the save as type. If I just saved it as PowerPoint presentation that I'm having on my PC, I'm having Windows 11. If I now took my PowerPoint and I tried opening it to Windows 7 or Windows 10, older versions, this PowerPoint will refuse to open. So the best option for you to save so that it can open in any type of what? In any type of Windows. Usually come and save it as PowerPoint 97 to 2003. There you can be rest assured that even if you're using Windows 7, the oldest version, it will be able to open. So you come and save it as that, and then you save. When you save, it will usually bring you back here. And usually after you've saved, you will come and look up here, and you will see that it will have changed to the name you gave it. So I saved my PowerPoint as power. That's why it has saved. Now I'll come, and that's it. So if I had any information, if I had typed here something, and I wanted to save it. So after I've saved as, I've already saved my PowerPoint. Now this one is always simple. Just come and Control S, and then you have saved. Or if you don't want to Control S, you can always come here, come back to File. There is an option of saving. Just click on it, save. It will bring you back. So thank you for watching my video for today. Hope you have all learned how to open, save, and you have that critical part of saving as 97 2003. Hope it is syncing and you can now do it on your own. Thank you for watching. Look up for my new video that is going to come about how to use a master slide. Thank you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Your comment is keeping me moving, so thank you very much.